JD, step 4 is confirmed for the club. What was your immediate reaction to that news?
It was probably a strange one for me because we've been so disappointed obviously over the last 2 seasons and everybody was on such a low. It took a while to really settle in. We're actually going to go up, and there's always a bit of my mind that just wants it to actually happen before you start celebrating. But obviously we've got what we wanted, what we probably should have had at the end of the first season of the 2 that was cancelled, and the rewards that the players deserve we're going to reap now. So now I feel absolutely over the moon.
Over the last 2 years, the team has been at the top end of the table. Do you feel like this is a just reward for the last couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if that first season had been seen out, we'd have gone up as champions. The second season, with only sort of a quarter of it or a third of it being played, we were in second and we were just starting to gather a bit of momentum then, which we did the previous season as well. So I feel that on both of those seasons, had they been played out, I think we'd have been first or second in both. We were so far clear in the first one that we earned it really. So yeah, we've got what we deserved.
Over the last 2 seasons, the team has only lost 2 games. What do you put that remarkable run of consistency down to?
Well, the season prior to that, we identified our issues and our problems, and Michael will probably say the same thing. We talked about it at length. We had issues with conceding. We didn't have any problem with scoring, but winning games 3-2s and 4-3s and stuff like that, as entertaining for the fans as that might be, it's not what you want and not how you're going to be bred as champions. So we identified we needed a keeper, a left back, a right back and a holding midfielder, and that was our transfer targets, and we went and got those, and the guys that we took in have been absolutely outrageous. I mean, the amount of goals that Callum's conceded in league games, I think it was very small over 2 seasons. It was something like 24 or something, only 13 or 14 in the first season, and that comes down to not just him but the defence in front of him. So coupled with that, we were scoring goals, but if you're not conceding, it gives you a massive chance.
And over the last 2 seasons, the team has only conceded around 20 goals in those 40 games. Like, what do you put that down to?
Well, like I said, defensively, obviously, that back 4 and Callum. I mean, Callum prides himself on everything he does in the game. Also shielding that with the defence, the partnership that Tom Portis and Jordan made as a defensive pair, very difficult to break down. But obviously, if we're scoring goals at the other end, we're not needing to defend as well. So, yeah, a culmination of things really.
And only 5 years ago, the club was in the Wearside League, and now it's going into the Northern Premier League. That rise, how good has it been to be a part of?
It's incredible, really. I mean, I think it's 8 seasons now for me, Michael. I think might be coming into 9. And as we know, like when we first came to the club, we were in the Wearside League, yet won the league, but not won anything else really, with a pretty bad disciplinary record. And since then, we've only gone upwards. It's took us a while to get to this point. But once, obviously, the whole Wembley trip in the middle of that gave the club such a boost and a lift that we were able to kick on from then, and use that success of getting to Wembley to continue to try and get out of the league that we're in. And obviously, we've done that in quite a short space of time. So it's been an incredible journey, really.
And of course, the last year or so has been played either behind closed doors or with minimum fans. How much have you yourself missed the fans?
Oh, it's massive. I mean, you see a difference, obviously, in the time we've been here from how many you get each game, each season, from getting 30 to 50 in the first couple of seasons, and then going up the last one before restrictions, we were getting 1,000 around Christmas at local derbies, and it's incredible. So when you take that down to 300, then 150, it's like there's nobody there. And the fans are a huge part of what happens on the pitch. The lads get such a lift from it. It makes the event a bit more real, if you know what I mean. You're playing behind closed doors or playing with a crowd of a minimal amount. It doesn't have the same feel, but you put in a crowd of 5, 6, 7, 8 upwards, it generates a totally different feel, and it becomes, like I say, a bit more real. That's probably the best way to describe it.
And of course, Step 4 brings new teams, new grounds and new experiences. How much are you looking forward to those?
It feels similar to when we got out the Wearside League for the Northern League Division 2, and we were looking forward to all of those new challenges in the Northern League which we were trying to get to. And it does have a similar feel to that. Obviously the scale being a lot bigger and the teams being a lot higher up and the challenges being harder. But at that point when we left that league, we knew that was going to be difficult. So we're under no illusions that it's not going to be a walk in the park or anything like that for us, because there's a lot of good teams in there, but that's exactly what we want. We want to be competing at that level, and we want to try and finish as high as we can in that league as well.
And of course, with this step 4 comes the FA Trophy. How much are you looking forward to experiencing a new competition?
Yeah, it'll be sad to see the end of the Vase, unfortunately, without winning it. We got very, very close, and unfortunately we couldn't replicate that in the last couple of seasons. But when you look at the trophy and the size of the teams that are potentially in there from the National League down, bringing a National League team here, a potential previous league club to here would be absolutely amazing, really. If you think about some of the teams that we have played in the past, some of the smaller teams going on to some of the larger teams we could play. So the FA Trophy, we're relishing that one, yeah.